It's been a crazy year for tech. Holidays are coming up. Maybe you're thinking about what stuff you should get that person. It is time for our final Q&A video of 2019. So we asked for questions on Twitter, on YouTube, and Instagram, which has changed. After 10 months, we finally got Instagram to change the old Techno Buffalo handle to John Rettinger. So that is our Instagram handle. We've been filming here a bit. It looks good. There's a lot of cool angles. It's also a really nice day out in Southern California, so let's change it up a bit. I mean, it's a 10R in 2020. 10R is a good phone, and if a phone is better than what you have, then yeah, it's a good choice. If you get it for a decent price, you're gonna get a solid phone. If you're paying full retail for it, then there are certainly better options out there. I think the 11 is probably the perfect phone to jump into. But again, it depends on price. I don't know what you're offered for it. But if you want to get something brand new, I still stick with my original point that the iPhone 11 is probably the perfect iPhone for most people. I'm expecting it to be, and wait for it, the best iPhone ever, obviously. I'm expecting a design change, though, to be heavily influenced by the iPhone 5 and the current iPad Pro. We've seen some mock-up what this is going to look like, and to my eye, it looks really good. I love the flat edges on the sides. I think it's also might be the year that we actually get rid of the notch in Face ID. Essentially goes behind the glass. That one's probably a little more far-fetched for maybe 2 years out. And the biggest thing you could expect for next year's iPhone, and write it down, USB Type-C. I'm super pumped for the Razr, and not just for the nostalgic factor, although I did love the OG Razr, and then I even had the Crazer and a bunch of the follow-ups that came after it. I think the folding form factor of a clamshell is actually ideal for early generation foldables. The hinge is smaller, there's less chance for stuff getting in it like we saw with the Galaxy Folds. I am super excited for the Razr to make a comeback. I think it's, again, the perfect medium for foldables to become mainstream. Who doesn't want more space in their pockets? You get the benefit of a foldable by having less room taken up in your pants, and then all the benefit of a modern sort of candy bar style phone. Moto Razr, get in my pocket. All right, Andy Sly, who is the #1 Tesla referral in the world, and also surprisingly tall. So as somebody who was at the Cybertruck event and saw the Cybertruck, I have a lot of feelings on said Cybertruck. First, it is huge in person. Footprint-wise, it's the same as a full-size truck, so similar footprint-wise to the F-150, but the slopes and the slants, the thing looks crazy weird. And so the question, how does it compare to the Rivian? If you don't know, Rivian is a new manufacturer making an electric pickup truck that looks like more of a conventional pickup truck. It's got some funny-looking lights, but it looks more truck-ish, and there's some other cool things that it does. It's got a little storage compartment in front of the bed and behind the cab, but for all intents and purposes, it's a truck. And as somebody who is pretty sure I'll be getting a truck in about 2 years when my next lease ends, I'm interested in both. So I've been driving Tesla for a while. I love the company, but the Cybertruck is a tough design to love. I like what they did, and knowing why it looks the way it does, I can appreciate it more. It's a strange analogy, but bear with me. It's kind of like a cockroach. It's got its exoskeleton on the outside. It makes it really strong. On the inside, a little mushy. I still don't know about the Cybertruck. I've reserved one. I think if I had to pick today, I think I might go Rivian. There's a lot of things that have to be worked out on the Cybertruck, and I don't think we've seen the final design of that. So the Rivian seems more final design ready. It should be shipping sometime in 2020. So today, I'd probably say Rivian. In 2 years, though, different story. So I think the answer that most tech YouTubers would give you would say AR and VR are gonna be the next big thing. I don't believe it. I think they're still gonna remain niche for a very long time. I think the future, the next big giant thing is not in the smartphone world at all. Automotive world, full autonomous driving. I'm not just talking about Tesla, but the hardware and the software is getting better. And eventually we'll get to the day when cars will actually drive themselves. And steering wheels will be a thing in the past. Even to get to full legitimate level 3, level 4 autonomy, I don't think it's that far away. Probably 2 to 4 years, we'll be able to get in a car, put in a destination. You have to stay alert, sit behind the wheel, but the car will do 90% of that driving for you. And that is going to change things for a lot of people. So Apple product I can live without. I can live without any of them, but the one that I love the most is my iPad Pro. I use it every day. It's becoming more and more of my only computer. That is hands down my favorite Apple product. The one they could kill and I wouldn't care about, I think the obvious answer is Apple TV. But to make it a little more controversial, I think if Apple suddenly got rid of making desktops and laptops, so the MacBook line completely and the Mac Pro and Mac Minis, I'd be okay with that. I don't think they're adding that much more to what you get with the Windows counterparts. I think really on the mobile side is where Apple keeps innovating and moving things forward. Make it a thick boy and give it incredible battery life, and step up the video capabilities. Give me multiple frame rates. Give me really great stability. Make the video side as amazing as the camera. And then I think we might finally have the perfect Pixel. And also make it good looking, or at least less ugly. Man, so you want to tell your friend you got a crush on her. As somebody who's been friend-zoned many, many times, I have like generic dad face. We always had like unthreatening dude face. So I lived in the friend zone for a lot of time. So here's my advice. Don't text her, don't make her a video, don't do a grand gesture. Take her out to dinner or lunch and just straight up tell her. Let the chips fall where they may, my friend. I mean, so when I started on YouTube, it was mostly cat videos and guys getting hit in the balls. I mean, I remember being embarrassed to tell my girlfriend, who's my wife now, that like I've been making videos online. Like it wasn't a thing that anybody really did. So the acceptance of YouTube as a mainstream platform and entertainment medium, that's been the biggest change over the past 10 years. I never in a million years could have ever foreseen what YouTube was going to become, to give people careers and jobs and make celebrities out of folks. That's been the biggest surprise. I mean, you take somebody like Marquez with 9 million subscribers, 25 years old, is a legit celebrity because of the platform that YouTube has provided. That's been really cool to see. So I think the easy answer would be like a modern smartphone, the iPhone. But I'm gonna turn it a little bit. I would take an Apple Watch. I know that wouldn't work without the iPhone to go with it, but the fact that wearable computers get so small in the future, you could have a phone on your wrist, I think would have felt the most futuristic and high tech going back 10 years. So the creation of Techno Buffalo was honestly youthful hubris and naivete. I reached out to all the big tech sites at the time. No one was really doing videos, so I reached out to sites that were around. So it was Engadget, it was Gizmodo, and it was CNET. And I was like, let me do video for you. I think it's gonna be a thing, and nobody got back to me. And I was so enraged and probably full of myself to be like, I can do it myself. I'm gonna create a website with a liberal arts degree and no publishing experience. That was what led to the creation of Techno Buffalo. And coincidentally, is also what led me to eventually sell Techno Buffalo, was I had no publishing experience, so I had to spend pretty much all of my time learning publishing, learning SEO practices, learning how online advertising works, and that industry is changing crazy fast. So I didn't have that much time to focus on what I really always loved doing, which was making video, and that was where Techno Buffalo even came from to begin with. So it all kind of came full circle, and I got to get back to making videos my primary job, and I love it. This is what I love to do, and as long as people are willing to watch, I'm gonna be here making them. I think the most underrated tech probably goes back a couple years, and one I take for granted, Autopilot. I use Autopilot to drive here where I'm filming is 40 miles one way. I'm driving 80 miles here and home. Autopilot has changed my commute. It gets me home more rested. I'm not exhausted from the drive. I take it for granted now because it's so good. Autopilot. Definitely Autopilot. Disney Plus or Netflix? I'm gonna go Disney Plus. There's so much content there, and the promise of what's going to be coming, I think I would go Disney Plus. I would miss like my Stranger Things, but I think Disney Plus has me hooked. I'm loving Mandalorian, and spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, I love me some Baby Yoda. So right now I'm all about Disney Plus. You see a lot of trends come and go, but I think AR and VR just doesn't do it for me anymore. It's not that exciting. It seemed like it was promising and ushering in the future, And I haven't seen that sort of paradigm shifting use cases for AR and VR yet. Maybe in a few years we will, but for right now, I could pretty much do without it. So that's our final Q&A of the year. I was really eager to talk Cybertruck because I have so many thoughts on it. If we didn't get to your question, I apologize. We'll have a ton more of these coming up in 2020. Whenever you watch this, happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays, happy New Year, happy whatever month it is when you're watching our final Q&A video of 2019.